Welcome back guys to another video with the series I'm doing where I go over any news, reviews of new episodes of the anime I'm watching every week of 2020. This is week 2 of 2020. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Now let's begin. So let's start off with Haikyuu. Haikyuu season 4 came out, as well as 2-episode OVA featuring separate schools and their qualifying games. The 2 OVAs were pretty good. I think I rated them as a whole an 8 out of 10, just as strong as maybe season 2. Not as strong as season 3, because season 3 of Haikyuu was pretty strong, but the OVAs are pretty good. I don't really have as much care for many of the characters as the main cast, but the main feature of the thing was the school represented, or schools known as the Cats, or represented the Cats. So like the Haikyuu, or the main Haikyuu team of Kuroso is known as the Crows. This team's the Cats pretty much, and yeah, it's okay. I don't mind many of the characters. There were a few good battles, or a few good matches for that. As a whole, it was pretty good. The animation was top tier like always for Haikyuu. Production IG bringing it strong like always. For the first episode of Haikyuu season 4 to the top, that was pretty strong. It mainly featured our protagonist Hinata, with some other characters getting like the ability to go to training camps to represent either their section of Japan or their section in the state, or as a whole of Japan, while Hinata didn't get an opportunity to go to any training camps. So being an absolute mad lad, he decided to just show up to one of them uninvited and be like, oh yeah, I'm meant to be here, and then he ended up getting scolded, and then he ended up getting offered to be the ball boy of the thing. I believe this season's going to be 13 episodes, with another 12 episode part 2 of the season coming out about summer 2020, so stay tuned for that. I think most of this season will be a training arc for Haikyuu, so there'll be a training arc for each of the characters, and we may get one match at the end, or may not get a real match, or just a couple practice matches, but most of it will just be a kind of big training arc for the characters. The next anime I'll be talking about will be episode 13 of My Hero Academia, a top tier episode. We had Deku going 100% for his all for one quirk. We had the rewind quirk getting announced. I don't see My Hero Academia as the greatest anime of all time, but this episode was pretty strong. The animation was top notch, but as a whole I was pretty disappointed with Overhaul as a villain. I thought he would have been better as a whole as a villain, but he didn't really do much. Like, his quirk was cool, but like he didn't have much shine, to be honest. He had a few battles. He had a battle against Mirio. He messed up some heroes, and then his fight with Deku. That's pretty much all he had, really. And you know, Mirio, best boy, too bad he got cucked animation wise while Deku gets all this greatness. I still have my thoughts on Deku not being the greatest protagonist. Pretty shitty protagonist in my opinion, but episode 13 of My Hero Academia was strong. Top the animation. That's the end of, I believe, the Overhaul arc. We'll see if Mirio is able to get his quirk back next episode, hopefully. See more of Deku, and he's sustained any injuries from going 100% with his quirk, and then we're probably starting the next My Hero arc, which I believe is going to be a tournament arc, so that's going to be pretty hard. Get excited for that. Episode 2 of Darwin's Game. Darwin's Game episode 2 wasn't as good as episode 1, but episode 1 was like a 45-minute special, so that may be right. But episode 2 mainly consisted of our main character and his new side chick pretty much starting a guild, or wanting to start a guild, and then by the end of the episode they end up participating in a compulsory event where the winner, or there's only a certain number of people who can survive. It's kind of like a battle royale, like treasure hunt type of event, and what they need to do is there's only a limited amount of spaces who can actually get out. So the characters who are being teleported in, only a certain number will get out. If you don't get out, or you're not one of the first people to get out, you end up going to die and lose the Darwin's Game. Not much new characters. We've got a few new characters. We had one little quick battle with that where some random enemy stole the protagonist's phone and ended up taking away from the girl, and then they started having a battle, and our boy protagonist, this edgelord, flexed on him quite a bit. He seems to be pretty edgy, but I kind of enjoy him as a protagonist. He seems to be building a harem based on like the trailers and opening and stuff, and with more characters getting shine in the episode, you can just assume that by the end of episode 3 he's going to build maybe 2 more characters into his like group or clan that they're planning on build. So yep, Darwin's Game, still enjoying it. I believe it's confirmed for 11 episodes with so yep, I think it's going to maybe pick up the pace a little bit more, because that episode was maybe a bit slow with about 10 minutes of being the female character naked or trying on clothes for various fan service moments. So there was that. Episode 3 of ID Invaded was top tier, just like the first 2 episodes. ID Invaded is probably my favorite anime of the season thus far, next to Haikyuu, of course, because Haikyuu is, greatness. But episode 3 of ID Invaded mainly consisted of another case for the protagonist to go on. The case started and the case was completed by the end of the episode, with our protagonist being an absolute chat, and he was able to, because he's a prisoner as well, the person he was able to catch or helped catching was in the cell across from him. And during night, the protagonist was able to talk the guy into suicide with just his words alone. So that was like pretty crazy shit to watch. So yep, we got ID Invaded being top tier like always. We have episode 917, I believe, of One Piece came out. This episode was refreshing. We got to see Blackbeard, we got to see Gecko Moria, the warlord from like Thriller Bark arc, who supposedly had disappeared during the war arc after getting defeated by Doflamingo. So we got to see him for the first time. The main episode consisted of him trying to get back the invisible guy from who was taken by Blackbeard, and we learned that Blackbeard pretty much killed him and had taken his devil fruit, the invisible fruit, and had given it to Shiryu of the Rain, the swordsman from Impel Down, who was taken by Blackbeard or joined Blackbeard's crew after the raid on Impel Down. So he now has the invisible fruit. That goes against the long old theory that Shiryu was going to get the diamond fruit from Juzo after the Blackbeard Remembrance War against the Whitebeard fighters or Whitebeard remainders, but that he didn't get the diamond fruit, he got the invisible fruit. So the theory that Zoro was going to be able to cut diamond by defeating someone with a diamond fruit is no more, as he has the invisible fruit now. But as a whole, we also got Blackbeard's bounty revealed in the anime. It was like 2 billion, something like that, along those lines. Pretty crazy. The ending was pretty cool with him using Whitebeard's devil fruit, or his devil fruit, the shatter fruit or whatever it's called, to just shatter the to be continued screen at the end of One Piece. That was pretty cool. And now I'll review the first 2 episodes of Pet, because last episode I said the first episode of Pet was delayed a bit. I learned that the first 2 episodes are meant to air at the same time as it did in Japan, but because Amazon was distributing it to Western countries, it wasn't for some reason, so that's why the first episode seems to be confusing. But the main aspect of the series is that these random people, or these people who have the ability to go into the minds of various people, or anyone really, and they're able to alter memories, make them see things that aren't real, make them think things that aren't real. And that's the whole basis of the story. These people, known as Crushers and other people with these abilities, can go into people's minds and pretty much just destroy them, change their memories, make them believe that they're someone they're not, and this whole lot of that thing. The editing of it, or the animation, is okay, but the editing is a bit strange. There seems to be a lot of like cuts forward and cut backs in time, and it's kind of hard to know that even happens, especially in the first episode where it goes from like a 20 year in the past, and out of nowhere next scene it's like 20 years in the future, and you're just meant to like, oh yeah, you're meant to just know. So that's a bit of annoying. But after watching the first episode, you get an idea of what it's about, and if you haven't checked it out yet, I recommend watching the first 2 episodes that are out, and if it's not for you, not for you. I can personally say it's not the greatest anime of time. I can even say it's not even great. It's probably a bit average or a bit over average, but it's so weird and unique and strange. I just got to keep watching it, so I'm going to review each episode of Pet and continue doing that. There's an unconfirmed amount of episodes at this point, so that feels bad for that. Hopefully we'll get more episodes, or get a released number of episodes. Pet, yep. So the anime's name is Pet, which links to the ability to pretty much alter the memories of people, in turn resulting in them becoming people's pets for the most part. I'm not sure who the main character is as well in the series. There's a lot of strangeness going on there. It's a very strange series, Pet. But as a whole, if I had to rank all the episodes this week, number 1 will probably be the Haikyuu episode 1, then My Hero, then One Piece, Darwin, ID Invaded number 1, Haikyuu, My Hero, Darwin's Game, One Piece, and then probably Pet. But as a whole, I don't think any of the episodes are under a rating of 7 for me, so there you go. That's week 2 of 2020. Let me know if you're watching any of these anime that I'm reviewing in this video. Any anime or any new anime that you are watching that I should check out. And that's it, guys. Make sure to subscribe, and peace.